Man, I still don't have an intro. Anyways, welcome to my guide on Hollow Knight Silksong's Cogwork Dancers. This is one of my favorite boss fights if we're just ranking on how fun it is to fight, but my actual favorite boss fight is between First Sinner or Lost Lace. But the Silksong ranking video is not what you came here for. I know that there are plenty of videos covering how to beat this boss. I mean, this is Silksong, but I'm here to personally analyze how the boss moves, its weaknesses, the best crests and tools to use on it, and if there's any cheesing you can do in the boss fight. There is. Oh, and you can't forget the silk skills. So the crest I've chosen as the best for this fight is the Wanderer's Crest. I'm not biased, I promise. Its sheer DPS and the high silk output is great for this boss, especially because you can easily get 4 hits in after a dancer's done attacking. Its short range makes it difficult to use against most enemies, but it has no problem here when the thing you're fighting isn't even moving half the time. So what tools should you use? Well, I didn't grab most of the recommended tools for this fight because I personally was lazy. But the tools best suited for this fight are probably Warding Bell, Sting Shard, Fraction Masks, and Magnetite Dice if you have it. The dice aren't really needed. I mean, all the yellow tools aren't needed for this fight. But if you have the dice, then just throw them on. I mean, Wanderer's Crest has 3 yellow slots. Oh, but we can't forget about the Silk skill. You could choose either Silk Spear or Thread Storm for this boss. Again, I was lazy, so I didn't grab the Thread Storm. But I wouldn't use it anyways. Silk Spear is quicker, has more range, and there's plenty of chances to get that crisp, clean double hit during the fight. But anyways, let's get into this. At the start of the fight, there's an easy couple hits that you can get on either side of the arena. There's really no reason not to do this. But anyways, let's go over the 5 general attacks that you'll see. Alright, so the first thing is the dancer's moving around and attacking. It's pretty straightforward. All you gotta do is stay out of the way. The second one on this list is called Cogwork Clash. I did not name these, okay? Well, I named 3 and 4. I don't know what they're called. The dancers will both move towards the middle and attack in a large area shown by a circle of light. 3 and 4 are going to go with each other. It's small cross and large cross. They're both going to be above you and they're going to cross each other, landing in either the middle of the arena or on the far left and right of the arena, making an X. You can get hit pretty easily by the small cross if you just stay in the middle thinking it's a large cross. So just don't stay in the middle. Cogwork configuration. Both dancers leave the arena temporarily, then a pattern of light beams appear. The dancers attack by dashing along each light beam, then return to the arena. Always use your cloak to float when dodging this attack. It's just easier that way. Alright, so phase 2. The dancers, they're just faster. They also use Cogwork configuration 2 times in a row sometimes. Other than that, nothing's different. But phase 3 has the dancers moving one after the other instead of at the same time. This can definitely be trippy, but like try to stay calm and just keep watching it. Phase 4 only has you face 1 dancer. At this point, the fight's over. The dancer moves slower, and they can't use Clash or configuration. So what's the strategy? In Phase 1 and 2, you should wait for the dancers to attack, then land some hits before they leave. Keep doing this, and keep your masks above 3. You don't want to be too shot. Stay close to either side of the arena, especially if you want to cheese the boss. And more about that later. When the dancers are about to use Cogwork Clash, just move out of the way. Most of the time the dancers can't even hit you when they're moving towards the middle, so don't worry about them, just get out of the way. Also, you can use a silk skill or place down a spike shard while you're waiting. When the dancers are using Cogwork configuration, again, just use your cloak. Holding down the jump button is so much easier and way more consistent than trying to time your jump. For phase 3, you should pay closer attention to where the one that is closer to you is going. In this phase, it's more likely for your exit to be cut off if you're not cheesing the boss, and it's also more likely for you to get surprise attacked if you're not paying attention. Alright, but I've been holding it back on it. How do you cheese this boss? If you were paying attention, you would notice that I'm doing it right now. When the dancers are moving towards the bottom left or bottom right, they don't actually touch the walls. The dancers will instead slash around them, which is really easy to just jump over. That's it. That's the cheese. Just sit out a corner while waiting for one of the dancers to come close to you and spam the attack button. Wanderer's Crest, high DPS, it helps a lot with this actually. which is one of the main reasons why I suggest it, but you know what? It's whatever. I'm not biased. With this cheese, the only time you would ever have to touch your movement keys is when the dancers use Cogwork configuration. And even then, you can still go right back to the sides because the dancers enter the arena in the air. So that's it for this video. It's been a while since I made one. Actually, hold up. Let me check real quick. Five months? Oh my god. Jeez. I'll see y'all in a few months then.